XRP breaking all-time high. I think across multiple exchanges, this might be probably one of the big headline news pieces of the day. But I would say bigger news, bigger headlines. Donald Trump eyes strategic reserve for coins like Solana, XRP, and other US-based crypto companies. This headline, I can't believe I'm even doing a live stream reading this headline. January 16th, 2025, Bitcoin dominance on the weekly, red candle, some resistance at this 20-week moving average. Want to talk about altcoin markets. Obviously want to look at altcoin charts like XRP, like Solana, like ADA, and others. Please, everybody, hit the subscribe and like on the way in. If you're in the live stream, I appreciate you. If you're a replay viewer, feel free to cruise around, hit the timestamps, and let's just jump into the video. There's so much. I saw a comment like as I was getting ready to go live, and somebody's like, come on, like there's so many things happening in the short term, like I'm confused. I think it said something like that. I don't know. If you're out there and you said that, I saw that comment, and I'm as a content creator, I'm just like trying to keep up right now because the news that is coming out is insane. 4 days, everybody. This is bullish. I want to talk about this strategic reserve for altcoins, but there's a couple things that I want to go over. Because it was just yesterday I posted this, and this is where things are really starting to make sense. They're really starting to come together. I see a lot of, call it cynicism, people just being cynical or on the internet being negative, but I see a lot of people, all of this Trump news that's coming out, whether it's the Bitcoin US Reserve, altcoin US Reserve, income tax, like reform and abolishing the IRS. People are just I'm seeing a lot of comments. It'll never happen, right? Trump's just all talk. I think at this point, if you said that to me 2 months ago when we're speculating about some things, I way disagreed then, but I get it. But now we're really starting to see the tide is turning. It's not just Trump. There is just an insane amount of people within Congress that are so bullish on crypto. We're about to look at that in just a minute. But something is happening here that you just can't ignore. And I don't think it's wise to just be cynical in that regard right now. And I'm not saying everything we talk about is definitely going to happen. But these things are being pushed forward, and it seems aggressively. And it seems when Trump is saying he wants to just kind of bring America into this golden era, it's looking like crypto is a very big piece of that strategy. So I saw this yesterday before this Altcoin US Reserve news, obviously, but Trump's new SEC team is ready to launch a full-blown crypto overhaul as early as next week. The entire game's about to change. So this is what it was. Top Republican officials at the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission are poised to begin overhauling agency's crypto policies potentially as early as next week when President Trump takes power, said 3 people briefed on the matter. So that was just yesterday. But I want to go and I want to look at Cynthia Lummis because my original plan actually for this morning's video was going to be covering this as the big news. I put it in the title. Cynthia Lummis saying things are about to get crazy. So I want to go over this, and then we're going to look at the Altcoin US Reserve. Before I do, just a shout out to CoinLedger, everybody. It's almost February. Taxes are they're coming quick. I will say this time and time again. Download CoinLedger or go sign up with CoinLedger. Get your crypto taxes done. And you see this little graphic they have on here? It literally is that. Import your accounts with clicks of buttons, and there you go. You can get your cost basis, your realized gains, and it saves a ton of time and stress. And I just want to say, we always talk about it's funny because there's been a lot of talk about taxes lately, but we always talk about, man, you want to get your taxes done so you're not under-reporting things. But you'd be surprised. It's very easy for people to over-report things. So you want to have a tool like CoinLedger. So please use my link below. Shout out to them. Just a phenomenal, one of the best products in crypto and just such an awesome sponsor of CCV over the years. And I'm just genuinely appreciative of David and the team at CoinLedger. Stand-up company. Just go get set up with them and appreciate them for sponsoring. So let's talk about this. We're going to look at the US Reserve or the altcoin US Reserve, but this was really big news in my opinion. And I was going to do a video on it today. Now it's just a little integration. Bitcoin Senator Cynthia Lummis, who introduced the Bitcoin Reserve legislation, just said things are about to get crazy. So Cynthia has been like pushing, and if you think about it, over the years as we've been under attack by the SEC, like it is actually people like Cynthia Lummis that have really helped get this pendulum swinging in the right direction. So just shout out to her. But look at this comment. Just a little reminder, as things are about to get crazy, emotions and excitement can run high. Don't send Bitcoin or crypto to some random wallet address or QR code. Why is a senator saying that? Like a warning. Don't send Bitcoin or crypto to some big things are coming. It's not just because anymore, like Trump is all talk. Something's happening right now. As ever, do your own research beforehand. So that was yesterday, right? And then I saw Samuel over here. I have 12 meetings today pushing Florida's strategic Bitcoin reserve. 2025 is off to a great start. That was 2 days ago. And just check this out. Florida Bitcoin Reserve update, deal sealed. It's happening. So realize we have the Bitcoin US Reserve, federal government, but now it's like state by state. And you're going to see not all of these states, but a ton of states right now. This is the headline news. So something special is happening. And here's the big news, everybody. Donald Trump, and there's a lot of controversy. Well, what's a US based company? Like what's a US based crypto company? Donald Trump eyes strategic reserve for coins like Solana, XRP. I meant to, before I went live, shout out to Joshua Ramos. I'm not sure who he is. He wrote the article that I'm covering on watcher.guru, but I did want to do a little due diligence on Joshua. I don't know if he had like a personal account. I find when we see these articles, they'll pick different coins, right? So in this regard, this is a great headline for Solana and XRP, but like where's HBAR, right? ALGO, Cardano, these others that we've seen. And by the way, here's a Binance article from December. Crypto tax breaks. We know that is in play. Eric Trump confirms XRP, ADA, ALGO, HBAR will be exempt because of this whole American-based crypto company. So that was from December. This headline does not include all of those tokens. This headline is using Solana and XRP. And there's just a lot of controversy. And just everybody, can we chill? Can we, maybe you're a Solana whale, right? Maybe you're an ADA whale. Who cares? Like, let's just win together. Let's root for everybody. There's all this debate in the chats, like, people pointing fingers. Solana's on here. Where's Cardano? And then this debate of, is this one a US based company? Everybody just chill, root for each other, have some fun. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not seeing much tribalism even coming out of the Trump administration and like Congress. But there's a lot of meetings going on. So with a flurry of pro-crypto policies expected under the new administration, the U.S. president-elect has wasted no time making good on his promise to completely overhaul the industry's regulation in the country. It's just... Now he may be looking to take things a step further. Indeed, Donald Trump is reportedly open to creating an America-first strategic reserve for cryptos like Solana and XRP, according to a report from the New York Post. So I was saying I wanted to look into Joshua Ramos, like if he had an X account. Just curious, like is he a Solana bull and an XRP bull? And he's like, I'm going to throw these two in there. I always wonder about stuff like that. And I don't say that in a negative way at all. I'm just so curious. And then we have this article over on Binance. XRP, ADA, ALGO, HBAR. Where's Solana, right? Always wonder how that is cherry picked. So this news, everybody, obviously huge for altcoins in general. We see XRP has been making a move anyway. For altcoins in general, this chart is such a telling, bullish looking chart. And we're going to look at altcoin charts shortly. But before we do, obviously that's the news in terms of the altcoin US Reserve. There's going to be a lot of speculation about it. We have to kind of just keep waiting as news comes out. Again, right now, 4 days. 4 days. What kind of executive orders are we going to see? I've read things that like his plan is to shock people. Like his plan is to be aggressive with things. So, and this is his second term. He's running with things a little bit more, and he's putting together his cabinet and his administration in a way different way, everybody. I don't know if you've looked into it or not, but I think things are about to get crazy, as Senator Cynthia Lummis has said. So let's look at Bitcoin dominance, because as we start pivoting and we start talking about altcoins, we're going to look at the altcoin charts. I want to do some XRP analysis, look at some ADA charts. We'll look at Solana and others. But this is Bitcoin dominance right now. This is looking, I mean, if you're an altcoin holder, this is it. Like so far, we haven't gotten that next leg. So here's our first leg down, the trigger of altcoin season, the purple line on my chart. We haven't gotten that next leg down, but we've definitely in recent weeks of consolidation been tracking this chart, and I think it's been making some people a little bit nervous. But what's really cool is on the weekly chart, this is a 20-week moving average currently. Bitcoin looks like, we have a wick in the current week. There's still 3 days, 9 hours, but Bitcoin's currently below this 20-week moving average. And we're going to look at the daily chart too in just a minute, but I wanted to point out last cycle, because this is how we've been really tracking these cycles. Here's altcoin season trigger, the first leg down. Bitcoin was choppy for weeks here, right? Probably a couple months. And just look at that 20-week moving average. That was key as an indicator, right? Just the resistance. It kept kind of testing that area to the upside, but ultimately resistance there, and then boom. This is the move we want to see. And again, first off, you never know if it'll happen. We want to see it happen. This will be the continuation of altcoin season. This will be altcoin market cap, which we're about to look at, just really breaking all-time high. And the thing is, though, to get there, we need this type of resistance confirmation that we had last cycle. And so to see Bitcoin back below the 20-week, at least right now, is a good sign for altcoins. And we want to see eventual drop on this chart for Bitcoin. If you go for Bitcoin dominance, if you go to the Bitcoin dominance daily chart, you can check this out. Same exact thing. That 20-week moving average is key on the weekly, but on the daily, it's all of the moving averages. We want to see Bitcoin fall below all of the moving averages. So we got the first drop off and then the pop back up above all the moving averages. And we've been in this consolidation for Bitcoin. And just look at this, everybody. This is the major altcoin, like next leg up or down pattern structure. So obviously what we'd want to see is the next leg down for Bitcoin dominance is around towards 50%. This would be massive for altcoins. I don't know which way this will break, but currently as we're tracking the daily moving averages, 50-day moving average is around 57%, which we are it's 57.43. Bitcoin's at 57.3. We're just below it. So it really does start with even how does this candle close in the next 8 hours? Can altcoins pick up even more momentum and get a break out of the downside of this triangle? And really, if I draw this correctly, it's probably already broken down, right? And so let me do this properly because really messing up here. So look at that. That lower trend line, Bitcoin actually looks like it's getting ready to potentially fall. And with that, we will track it as any other structure. Do we get a pullback to the trend line? Does it pop back above, or is there resistance? Because this could be the move. Maybe it's in the next week or two. It's choppy, and then Bitcoin's falling towards the end of January into February. So that's probably one of the most, if you're an altcoin holder, I know it's not as fun as looking at altcoin charts, but this chart is everything. The Bitcoin dominance chart is truly, especially when you start taking into context previous cycles and what we did at this moment. Look at the similarities. Time frame wise, we are literally right here in this consolidation phase happening right now. So is this gonna repeat? And if you go back to even 2 cycles ago, a little bit different. We had way less altcoins, but just look, we're right here in this consolidation phase. Are we gonna get the next leg down? Everybody, appreciate you cruising through. Almost 5,000 people, 185 likes. Come on, let's turn it up. I appreciate anybody out there that's enjoying the content. If you could just hit that like button for me. The support means a lot. It helps the algorithms. That's why I got to show the like button just a little, but it also, lets me know that I'm doing an okay job presenting the data and you can hear me. So that's Bitcoin dominance, total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. We have structure. I don't know why I have a 3-day. I'm like never looking at 3 days, but here's a daily chart. If we look at this, people will chart this different, right? The other day I was messing around with this. I just wanted to be like, ascending triangles are fine. We can get breakouts to the upside, but I really wanted to be like, I don't like them, right? If I want continuation to the upside, I'm not always looking for ascending triangles, but I wanted to really just like say, you know what if this is like this lower trend line and it is just a flat lower trend line? Let's just do it. And we have an ascending triangle. Or I'm sorry, it's a descending triangle. I'm saying ascending triangle. Descending triangle. You can chart it different ways though, and everybody will, especially depending on what chart it is. But like, people will put a symmetrical triangle. Either way, it's a triangle structure. And right now, this chart is kind of breaking out of the upside. And if you zoom out on the daily, this is what gets me when I start seeing charts like this. And we're going to see something similar on just when we start looking at altcoins. We're going to get a similar sense of this, I guess. But we've not even broken this all-time area from last cycle. This is altcoin market cap, by the way. So just picture this. This is altcoin market cap, has not broken this area. And we are now, this was 2021 back here. We are now trading and, in this environment where the headline is this: Donald Trump buys strategic reserve for coins like Solana, XRP, and altcoins, America-based altcoins. So that's happening at this moment of just a typical timeline area for altcoin season begin. And we've not even broken all-time high from last cycle. I say this all the time, and I was just talking to my dad, because my dad has instilled things in me from when I was younger. Like, you hear me say, expect nothing, anticipate everything. And I was telling him the other day, I was like, man, everything I talk about in my videos and even my analysis and my approach over the years in life, and I was telling my dad this, but even my approach to crypto and the charts, it's based on that. Expect nothing, anticipate everything, right? So anything can happen. I'm not like just going to sit here and say, look at all these headlines, pro Bitcoin, pro crypto president. We are absolutely definitely going up. But I will say this. Yes, prepare for it all. But if we could have just the most brilliant mix of ingredients that we could just imagine at this time of a cycle, the golden year of a 4-year cycle, it would literally be this. If I could have anything right now, it would be, first off, a president that likes crypto, finally. Let's see what else. If we could just have Gensler maybe stepping down, that would be amazing. Oh, what would be really cool is if the United States of America starts just buying Bitcoin along with all the institutions now with the ETFs. That would be awesome. And you know what? I know this sounds crazy, but can we start talking about maybe the United States of America pitching an altcoin US reserve as well, where they're buying altcoins? Like, that would be like the mix of ingredients. And it's not just something to imagine. Like, these are literally the headlines. So I take that data and I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to be bullish, and I will put that out there. So this is why I see a chart like this, and because we're looking at the technical analysis of it, right? We're following, whether these headlines were happening or not, we'd be following this anyway. But you sprinkle that stuff on, and I'm just kind of like, I'm bullish right now. I'm long on crypto right now. And yeah, I always say this. Maybe it just all falls and it all fails for some reason. It just doesn't. I don't know. You have to be prepared for that. We can't sit here and lie to ourselves and just be like, it's definitely going to break all-time high and go parabolic. We cannot do that. And I never do that. But boy, am I bullish. I am absolutely bullish. Just checking the comments. XLM, I did see. We'll look at some XLM charts. What else you guys looking at? We'll look at some dog charts. That's the thing. Carson, I just want to say I love you. I hope you have an awesome day. And I hope dog doesn't go to zero. I really do. But man, I appreciate you. And I genuinely hope you have a blessed rest of the week. Let's see. But I do want to talk about dog in regards to its performance and others. Like there's a lot of cryptos I think people are starting to get frustrated with. And that whole dynamic I really want to talk about. And I actually have a comment on X I brought up specifically so I could talk about that. I'm just cruising through, seeing what you guys are talking about. All right, let's continue the video. And a quick glance at Bitcoin before we really start looking at altcoin charts and everything. But quick glance on Bitcoin. You know, if you look at the total crypto market cap chart we just looked at, excluding Bitcoin underneath, a little similar structure, even more of a descending triangle looking type of setup. But right now, Bitcoin testing the upper trend line. So again, this could be something that could be one of two things that I'm thinking of, and that is this consolidation for Bitcoin. It's not getting its breakouts, but altcoins are getting their breakout. This could be Bitcoin's just taking a breather, taking a break, and altcoins are going to just do something. They're going to hit targets to the upside. And if that happens, this could be the case that we're looking for, Bitcoin dominance to continue falling. That's number one. Number two, I want to throw this out there, and that's a very bullish scenario even for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's just taking a break, but the second option is just a more short-term bearish take, one of those scenarios where everybody's seeing the headlines, it's looking so good, and this happens in crypto. It's looking so good, and for whatever reason, the price does the exact opposite. It starts going down. And we really just saw that in recent weeks. Maybe that was it, right? But we have to consider it because the structure is there on these charts, and here's Bitcoin. So what I'm saying is if we look at this Bitcoin consolidation out of this triangle, if it starts falling, what if that's still, it's still in play? It really is. I know this has been a very nice kind of, we made a move to the below 90, we bounced to the upside, but if we just be very realistic with our analysis, putting aside the bullish sentiment right now, Trump in office in 4 days and everything, this is a lower high, and there's clear resistance at this upper trend line. So let's be realistic. Yes, bullish narratives and fundamentals, especially on the zoomed out, on the macro, because I'm on the daily, zoomed in. But structure-wise, this is Bitcoin seeing a lower high resistance at the upper trend line. And so maybe Bitcoin falls back to the lower 90s. And it will be very important to watch what altcoins are doing in a move like that. But this entire thing, whether we're looking at, target to the upside of, 115,000 or so, or target to the downside, which is like around 70, upper 70s, we have to be, we have to consider both options are in play right now. And just to prepare for all the scenarios. And for me, either one doesn't change my long-term macro vision for crypto right now, for this bull market right now, because whether we're in February and we're hitting these new highs, or we're in February and we're actually we're seeing more red, for me, I am just way zoomed out on the story of crypto right now. And I think things are just getting started. So if you zoom out on a daily chart, you get a lot of perspective like, oh, wow, yeah, maybe it's choppy to the downside. But long term, man, things are looking fine. And that's where my head's at right now with that. So we can start zooming in on altcoin charts and on crypto right now, because the altcoin market cap actually breaking to the upside. You can see instead of Bitcoin, altcoin market cap actually breaking currently this previous swing high. So it's not a lower high. It's actually right now a higher high. And it'll be very good to see in around 8 hours how this daily candle closes on the total crypto market cap charts. So let's cruise over and start talking about altcoins. Start with ETH. Ethereum is the OG, and it's one I've just been tracking very simply from a surface level. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because it's kind of getting boring. Until Ethereum really starts making the move that I've been talking about, which is the move to this upper trend line that goes back all the way to November 2021. It's insane. We're talking about total crypto market cap is testing this level, right? To give you a sense, if we go back to that daily chart, 2021, total crypto market cap is testing that area right now, right? If we're picturing this as an Ethereum chart, Ethereum's still like down here. Ethereum's still down in this area. So if we look at the Ethereum chart, I am still just waiting for Ethereum to break all of this resistance. And that's a beautiful neckline of an inverse head and shoulders. So I like the chart. It's actually very exciting. I think when we're really thinking about what it could mean for altcoins, it's one of the most exciting charts in crypto. But ironically, it's also one of the most boring. People are getting fed up. Ethereum holders, are getting fed up with it. But I still sit here and think that this right shoulder is so much in play and potentially getting ready to complete itself. And then when we get to this neckline area, if we start getting the breakout, this is where things I think get really exciting for altcoins in general, but obviously for Ethereum. So just going to continue tracking it, but you can even notice nothing crazy happening even on this weekly candle. Very nice wick to the downside through the 20 and the 50 week moving averages. Exactly what we want to see, but even still, nothing exciting as far as like approaching even the short term inverse head and shoulders neckline, because that's what brings us to that massive triangle breakout. So that target is around 30. I mean, really, if we're looking at it, around $3,900, Ethereum starts getting there, then the charts are getting exciting. And that would be like more of like, for me, I'll probably do like a legit Ethereum video when we start getting to that area. If we just take a glance, I'm just curious on the daily. Could get there so quick. It just needs one nice candle to the upside and we're approaching that area. So we'll continue monitoring Ethereum. I really do. It would be nice to see it, break out. But let's go start looking at XRP. What's cool before we even look at XRP, this is what's awesome. And this is just a beautiful representation of how crypto is winning and how the anti-crypto army has, I will officially say they have lost. They've lost. This is such a good representation of it. SEC officially files appeal and Ripple lawsuit to classify XRP as a security. This was a day ago. And you want to know what's so insane about it? Literally, nobody cares. Nobody cares. And in fact, nobody cares so much. XRP is breaking all-time high with that news. So this is how far we've come, everybody. Anti-crypto army has absolutely lost. They put out this thing. They file the appeal that XRP is a security. XRP is breaking all-time highs during that moment where, look at it, last cycle, SEC coming after XRP. Look at this. Look at that. That's what was happening. So we're in a different world. And the anti-crypto army and what they've been trying to do, they failed. And I know it was brutal. And if you're an XRP holder out there and you were holding all through that, and then you rode the pump, maybe you took some profits and you're just XRP bull, and you've been a bull, and you've been accumulating all through this, and you've been waiting all through this, just massive congratulations to you, massive props to you. I think a blockchain backer is a content creator, is an XRP content creator, XRP influencer. And you know what? He's one that's just was committed to XRP. And look at XRP leading the industry right now. We saw Garlinghouse meeting with Trump. So this is how fast things can change. This really is how fast things can change. And I say fast But this literally took a whole cycle. So, man, it's just so bullish to see it though. And I'm so happy to see all these different cryptos win in the way in which they're winning. And yeah, I agree. XRP is leading the charge. Yep. Solana holders said XRP, and I won't say all Solana holders. There's a lot of Solana holders probably watching the video, and they're probably all awesome people that aren't saying this or weren't. But there were definitely a lot of people, I would say maybe like kind of the paid for influencers, but saying, you know, XRP, ADA, XLM, HBAR are dinosaur coins, especially ADA and XRP. And it is interesting, isn't it, to see now that XRP being a dinosaur coin, making moves. It's awesome, man. I love it. I'm going to leave that there for a minute. Appreciate you. The likes, you know me. I'm a like shiller. So that's XRP on the weekly. Now I want to talk about this, and what's crazy is I was just talking to my dad. We were just looking at XRP charts last night. So fun. But I was doing a video. I think, when did I do I did a video, I believe yesterday, discussing all of this, and XRP kind of making its way away from all of this consolidation. And it's crazy how fast this progresses. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but mainly, maybe it was probably 2 days ago. I want to go to the weekly actually to do this because it's difficult to do on the zoomed in daily. But this is what's probably the most intriguing thing for me as it relates to XRP, and the story now becomes more interesting. Because if you remember the other day, I was talking about that first bull market high to swing low and this 1618 area around $5.30, right? So swing high, swing low. Last bull market, that would be just such a nice target, and it probably could have hit it if it weren't for the SEC. So now in this environment where the SEC and Gary Gensler and his war on crypto is losing, really cool to see that XRP not only now breaking this first cycle all-time high, but actually approaching that milestone. And that's going to be kind of a celebratory moment for XRP holders, I think. That higher high, first cycle higher high, but that's not the bull market cycle top target for me when it relates to the chart. I would go back to last cycle and say, okay, from that 1618 higher high last cycle to bear market swing low, this is a really nice swing high top. And I know I talked about this in a video the other day, but it's the third cycle higher high 1618, and that is around $500 billion market cap, $8 to $9. I'm so curious to see how the XRP charts move this cycle and if they can reach that level or even surpass it. But I think if we're in any environment where that setup is just so nice right now, it's in an environment where Brad Garlinghouse is meeting with Trump for dinner last week. You know what I mean? It really is. Yeah, so I just got a message from my mod that's in here. I don't know if he messaged on here, but I just saw it on Telegram. Looks like ADA. We're gonna actually look at ADA in just a minute, but ADA at $1.13. ADA making a little bit of a move, so we definitely want to dig into that on the daily chart. Very nice to see. I did a video. I did an actual ADA analysis. I know I don't do Cardano full-length videos as much these days, but did one last night because the setup on ADA is looking really good. Wanted to visit Solana since, listen, you know me, I'm not a Solana bull, but it's making all the headlines in terms of the Altcoin Strategic Reserve. It's crazy. But wanted to take a glance at the charts just because I think it, made a little bit of a move. What's the 4 hour look like? 4-hour Solana chart. I mean, nothing crazy, nothing like, not a huge breakout. Let's go to the daily. Somebody said, look at BTC. All right, so Solana on the daily. Okay, this was actually the chart that I was thinking. So, because when I was just looking at the total crypto market cap altcoin charts, remember I said we've not even broken this all-time high, right? Well, we've broken it, but very briefly, but we've not really escaped it. We've not escaped that area. And we're in a way different environment this year, or this cycle. This was 2021. We got this headline. We have all these other headlines. We have the crypto income tax headline. We have, for American companies, we have Bitcoin Reserve. We have ETF. We have so much. I'm losing track. But it was the Solana chart that I wanted to bring up. And it's just because, like, look at the Solana chart. It has performed very well out of the bear market lows, obviously. But it crashed big time into the bear market. But just great gains. And then look at this consolidation, right? And this is very true on a lot of charts. Just like calm redistribution, calm reaccumulation, and we're talking months. This is March. And this chart has not really escaped that area, but it has not even broken with any meaningful definition, the previous bull market high. And I'm just saying, I just proposed this to y'all. Solana, in my view, it's just kind of this, it's like this VC chain. And it pumps when they want it to really pump. And I just want to propose, like, I think this thing is going to explode with it, a leg up into price discovery like we've not seen. I think we will. It's like, my point is, Solana hasn't topped out. And that's just speaking to the people that are like, the bull market is over. And I'm just saying, when you have charts like this, a VC coin that hasn't even really broken all-time high of last cycle, no. And we have all the headlines that we have, no. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a pretty powerful leg up in altcoins. And this is where things become important to watch the Bitcoin dominance chart when we see those stories playing out, when we see the Solana story playing out. And you notice how they all have their dynamics, right? Like this VC coin has its own little certain pumpamentals. XRP has its own pumpamentals. And it's completely different between the two. And then we can go look at, this is a good segue now to ADA. ADA has its own pumpamentals. So let's look at some ADA charts. Last night, and I will actually talk about kind of a lot what I talked about last night, which is just kind of this is zoomed out in the weekly, but kind of like the setup on the daily that's within this area. And I will zoom in on the daily, but I do want to just make note in case you're in the live stream and you haven't kind of seen, I have this bull market door area. Sometimes when I repeat myself so much with stuff, I picture some of you guys like, dude, come on with the bull market doors. But it's the bull market door area. It's this is a critical area. It's like 120 to 125, whatever you want to call it. But let's call it, I mean, we should really call it 124, really. It's this lower high in the bear market to the 20-week moving average. So if you go to last cycle, that lower high in the 2018 bear market to the 20-week moving average was the top of those bull market doors. And at this moment last cycle, and my video last night was really about this February candle of 2021. At this moment last cycle, well, not February candle, but really February in general, but ADA is breaking out of the bull market doors. And so we're waiting for that move, and we have the structure that goes along with it, and we want to see the setup. So it's very similar. We want to see a similar thing play out for Ethereum, right? Ethereum needs to kind of break out of its own inverse head and shoulders that goes back here to March. And if we go look at ADA, we want to see ADA break out of its own inverse head and shoulders. And really, the left shoulder right here starting is the December 2023. So if we zoom in, because this is a weekly, let me go to daily. Let's see how this is progressing since my video last night. So this is pretty good. We want to see, we have this is exactly kind of what we've been watching. The 20 crossed below the 50, right? And I'll show you an example in just a second, but the 20 crosses below the 50. We had all this consolidation, huge dip, by the way. It's exactly what we want to see in a bull market dip. 42% bull market dip on point. We want to see that. But 20 crossing below the 50, and now we're looking to see ADA get above those moving averages, and now it has. Now it needs to stay above. This is what we want to see. Higher highs and higher lows above the 50-day moving average. So just to give you an idea of what I'm saying is like in a bull market, you see back here, higher highs and higher lows above the 20, above the 50. Bitcoin does a really good job of just kind of illustrating that. But what we're looking for is something like this, all the way back here at the left shoulder. Here's the 20, crossing down below the 50. I don't know what this dip was, but we can measure it real quick. That was not a 40% dip, around 33, 34% dip. And we had consolidation. People probably freaking out all along the way. And then look, 20-day crosses back above the 50, gets back above all the moving averages, and boom, higher high. This is what we're looking for now. Consolidation, and we're looking for the higher high. This time the higher high, we're looking for at the neckline. We're looking for the higher high to be, not at the neckline. We're looking for a move to the neckline so we get the breakout to the higher high. So the thing that makes it different for ADA right now is where we were this part of the cycle is way different than this part of the cycle. So this was before Bitcoin halving, right? And you can see from a cycle perspective, there was more consolidation needed, more redistribution needed, and a very normal move for ADA. Right now, as the right shoulder sets up in this environment where we have a upward sloping inverse head and shoulders neckline, which is very bullish, we can see ADA setting up a right shoulder at now altcoin season area. So right shoulder setup, potential inverse head and shoulders breakout in altcoin season area. This is exactly what we want to see. So that's why in this regard, instead of getting kind of like this little top out higher high, and then we're falling again, this could be the environment where ADA gets the higher high, but no, it doesn't top out. We break the inverse head and shoulders neckline, and we're making our move to the ultimately, in the longer term, everybody, this $7 target, $7 to $8 target. And that doesn't have to be a bull market target. This is just a piece of structure that has a target, right? We can have other targets. But generally speaking, it's a higher high target for ADA, and $250 billion market cap, I'll just say, is incredibly fair and conservative for Cardano. So it could surpass that. It really could. If we get something incredible happening for Cardano, a narrative that you and I could not even imagine, or maybe we could imagine, and it happens, it could double that. So 500 billion, Ethereum did it last cycle. Cardano, if things really line up well, Cardano could do it this cycle. But that's a target out of the structure. And, you know, it all starts, what's crazy, because I kind of forgot about it, is this little kind of inverse head and shoulders here. And you can see how it could all start with this breakout. And look at this. ADA's pretty much testing the neckline. And I mean, probably not perfectly drawn. I could probably draw it better, but you can just see we could have this breakout. ADA could be at $1.50 very fast. And so that leads me to what I wanted to talk about, and then we'll look at some other altcoins. I really wanted to mention this, though, especially now. It's good we have over 8,000 people. That's awesome. Got to get at least 10% likes. Get me to 800. Get me to 800. So my segue to the next part of the video, and also even this comment is a really good, helpful segue. XRP is looking at other cryptos in their rear view mirrors. Welcome to a bull market. And the psychology here, this is where things get crazy, everybody. Trying to think the best way to present this. If you've been in these cycles, you know what I'm going to talk about. You know what I'm going to say. I saw this comment because I posted this news. President Trump reportedly planning a strategic reserve for altcoins founded in the US. And obviously Ripple's in there. So I got this comment, and this is from Tyler. And this is not, I'm not calling Tyler out at all. I actually thank you, Tyler, for like just what you're saying here, because it helps me talk about this topic. And he said, honest question. Given that XRP consistently outperforms ADA and seems to always be mentioned way ahead of ADA, for someone who relies on these investments, would it not be smart to move money from Cardano over to XRP? So I want to address something. You said, given that XRP consistently outperforms ADA, and you made another comment too I wanted to look at. Let's see. I'll find it, but I wanted to address that first. So, you know, we covered ADA last cycle, right? So just to compare from like, you know, swing low XRP in December 2020 to swing high, 1,000%. And then if we go to the weekly chart, because I think it's important, like, to bring in perspective. December 2020 swing low to all-time high, 2,300%. So XRP from on the macro does not consistently outperform ADA, did not outperform ADA last cycle. But here's where things become more important, to speak to what Tyler is saying. And I'm saying this because I genuinely think there's probably a lot of people out there in crypto that are thinking this way, not just in relation to ADA, but other altcoins that you might hold that I don't even talk about on this YouTube channel. And he said they were once both valued the same. Now one is worth $4 and the other's worth $1.50. I made the wrong decision. And so he goes on. Solana went parabolic. XRP's gone 1,000%. Cardano went up 300. My question is why ADA can't keep up. I say this all the time, everybody. And if you've been watching my YouTube channel, you've heard me say it all the time. Cryptos, altcoins take turns. And the reason I'm telling you that is because when I first got into, like, my first bull market was that 2017 bull market. And literally the way in which Tyler's thinking is pretty much how I was thinking back then. And I can't tell you how many pumps I missed out on. I was in the right coin and it was literally not, it was underperforming. I think I even remember actually watching XRP. Look at these candles back here in that cycle. I think I remember watching XRP just go insane. And I was in like something that was back here still. It wasn't doing it. And I think I moved out of what I had. And then that thing I moved out of exploded. Altcoins take turns. And so I'm not sitting here saying it's guaranteed that XRP, I just lost internet for a minute. I'm not saying it's guaranteed XRP won't outperform ADA. It could. I don't know what the race will look like in terms of percentage gains this cycle, but I'm telling you, everybody, be very careful thinking that way. When you're looking at XRP right now breaking out, these days I look at this and I get excited. And not just for ADA or other altcoins. I just get excited for all altcoins and the crypto bull market. I really do. Because this is exactly what crypto does. A crypto will just be breaking out like crazy and people will get frustrated with their coin and then they'll leave their coin to go buy XRP right now because, that next target's looking good. At least if I can get into XRP at 330 and it goes to 530, it's awesome. And then all of a sudden, I'm not saying ADA will do this. And then all of a sudden, guess what? ADA has its breakout move. And it's all of a sudden approaching $3 before you knew it. So basically, Tyler, I wanted to speak to this because I think it is one of the most important things in crypto to talk about. Because this is a mindset that I think a lot of people fall into. And at the end of the day, there will be cryptos that perform better than others. It just is what it is. And you might end up on the number one winning horse, or you might end up on the number 7, right? Or whatever. I don't know. But nobody has any idea what will overperform. So it's all about kind of balancing your risks in that regard. But I definitely wanted to speak to that. And then let's talk about kind of in that regard, I wanted to talk about some dog charts, because here's dog. This is actually a perfect example. Like, and actually, if you look at, like, look at this. XRP, 43%, 7 days. Doge at 15, Cardano at 20, right? Look at Stellar at 23. And it's interesting. If you go to the meme coins, right? Look at Pepe's only up 7. Bonk is 5.9. Pudgy Penguin's 0.5. Mogcoin is negative 12. Dog isn't in this like top chart, but you can just see like meme coins right now not doing too good, and you have the OGs like outperforming them. And you look at a dog chart, for instance, and it's like, man, like from a surface level, you could really be like, why is this happening? Like, why am I in dog, for instance? And I'm telling you, it's the same concept. And it's even, I would say even more so for meme coins. Meme coins have their own little seasons in which they make their powerful moves. And oftentimes meme coins, like right now we see blue chips moving, and it's like, man, that's a powerful 43% move, right? For XRP. But if we enter a week or 2 weeks where meme coins start having their little mini bursts, these numbers will probably be more than 40 some percent. We're talking hundreds of percent. Like, that's how meme coins work. That's how meme coins kind of operate. Especially we start talking about lower caps like dog. This remains to be a very foundational piece of my bull market thesis. And I will say that with conviction in a time where it looks like, guess what? Dog looks like trash compared to the OG blue chips. But I'm just sitting on my hands and I'm waiting, because I've been through these cycles. And I will always say, when I say things like this, there's no guarantee what happens. But if history kind of does repeat, especially as it relates to meme coins and way undervalued narratives like dog, this chart is going to explode. And there are people being shaken out of dog right now. And I genuinely think this will be such a regret. I think on the level of, if we go look at Doge, I genuinely think that there will be people that regret selling dog right now in a similar sense that they regret selling Doge last cycle right here. Or even the first Doge cycle, even more maybe comparative, because this is dog's first cycle. Imagine selling Doge right there. Because it's just like, are you serious? Like, what is this? This is going to zero. That's where we are with dog right now. I genuinely believe that's where we are. We're in dog's first cycle. People are just, they're not accepting of it. And I think truly what it's doing, it is testing the limits. It is pushing the boundaries. And the masses, maybe even many of you don't know, dog is not paying for centralized exchange listings for tier ones. This is next level. They're pushing back against the crypto machine, I guess you could say, refusing to pay influencers. They've not paid influencers. It was a free, fair, distributed airdrop. The distribution of dog is next level insane, compared not just to meme coins, but to just cryptos. And they're just, Leonidas, the founder, it's just, and it's I don't even think it's like he refuses to pay exchange listings. It's just like, I don't even think he can, because it's not like there's a team allocation. There's no team allocation of dog. And so all of that is happening fundamentally, and it really represents kind of a reflection of Bitcoin values. But it's the number one meme coin on Bitcoin, and it's Bitcoin's first cycle, where a lot of Bitcoin bullishness is happening. First cycle with coins on top of Bitcoin. And this is dog, the meme coin on Bitcoin. And so for me, I'm just patient with it. And I think it's a really nice example of how altcoins take turns. And this could be I don't know how this will play out. if it does, if dog, let's just actually, let me go to this other chart I have just to illustrate this. So there's ADA. If dog pulls some type of Doge move, right? And you can see, I mean, it's falling behind in terms of the timing of it. It is what it is. But if dog pulls a move like this, right? We're kind of still in this consolidation. It's just dragging. There's Doge, right? Last cycle, just dragging even further. But if dog gets a parabolic move, right? This will be a very good lesson in everything that I'm saying right now in terms of cryptos takes turns. And that's just how the cycles work. What else you guys looking at? A lot of people saying, how can I buy dog? Dog is on, you can actually go on YouTube when you're done watching this video. You can look up digital asset news. Rob did a good video. Digital asset news, how to buy dog. You'll see a video about it. You can use Xverse Bitcoin wallet. It's very easy. Somebody says sell dog for Doge. I mean, that's just crazy to me. Y'all can do whatever you want. It's not financial advice, but I don't know why you'd want to sell the number one meme coin on Bitcoin and Bitcoin's first meme coin cycle. I don't know why you'd want to sell a $500 million market cap coin like that for a $56 billion meme coin that only has so much more upside. Like dog could literally, if this works out, like pretty conservatively, 50x. It's all like a 50x is only $25 billion market cap. Is that right? That's right, right? Like Doge ain't doing that. And that's conservative. If dog does what I think it's going to do. Leo says ADA greater than XRP. Leo, come on. You just got to support them all. I'm so rooting for XRP community. I don't like saying anything is better. Dude, the AI agent stuff is crazy right now. And Cardano, the AI agent on Cardano, like, I've been having so much fun interacting with that thing on X. It's different, dude. It is different. Thanks for the super chat. It's funny. Speaking of that, thank you for the super chat. Talos on ADA is about to change the game for ADA. I mean, I just posted about it. I literally just posted about it on my, where did I post that? There's Talos. I turned him into a little like animation, but it's AI agent. It's literally automated Cardano marketing. And it really is basically Cardano whale. They must have taken Cardano whale personality, at least like part of it, 50% of Cardano whale's personality to train this thing. But it's literally Cardano whales and AI infiltrating every top VC chain influencer. If you click it, and the posts are like, the interactions are really good. The account is growing like crazy. He just reposts things. He replies to things, kind of trolls some people, calling out data in a very Cardano whale-ish way. It's pretty cool. Thank you for the super chat, John. I appreciate you. Support Cardano native tokens like Chad. We are Chad. Shout out to the Cardano native tokens, everybody. I think, man, USDC would be nice. Cardano native tokens, I think, are going to have an explosive bull market. Been talking about that for so long. I think it would be even more explosive. Even RLUSD, the Ripple stablecoin, would be nice for Cardano native tokens. But either way, the projects that are building there, doing well. They're getting, I mean, even Chad, they're doing a cross-chain collaboration with with ALGO meme coin today, right? It's awesome. What's your expert? Thank you so much for the super chat. My expert analysis, I don't consider myself an expert at all, but I think let me just see. I appreciate you thinking I'm an expert though. I'm just a simple guy here tracking the data with y'all, but I don't know. Let's see. HBAR. I just love these. This is my favorite part about looking at all these charts really is look at HBAR testing these 2021 highs in an environment. I always say this where HBAR is literally making these headlines. Crypto tax breaks. Eric Trump confirms XRP, ADA, ALGO, HBAR will be exempt. I mean, this is from Binance. Like, this is pretty, like, Eric Trump didn't really, I don't believe, mention specifically this. Eric Trump announced that US-based cryptos will be exempt from taxation. I think it's more like US-based cryptos like XRP, ADA, ALGO, HBAR. So to be fair, like, that's kind of, like, that's a pretty bold statement. But either way, look at HBAR in there, right? And if we go look at that HBAR chart, it's just so cool to see headlines like that. It's not even broken away from all-time high last cycle. And, you know, the thing about these, this is a good, like, this comes up a lot for me, like on these charts, not just a weekly, but like daily, even like 4-hour charts. Sometimes I see these setups, and for HBAR, it's kind of like that. Let me see here. But like, and a lot of you probably see, if you watch my channel, you probably see me talk about this a lot. I'll see like these setups where it's like, man, it looks like a really nice inverse head and shoulders is setting up. And there's not really like that good of a right shoulder. Like, is this a right shoulder? That is the smallest little right shoulder I've ever seen. A right shoulder setup in this regard could have been if HBAR was to consider or continue consolidating, kind of more meeting these moving averages. And it might not. And at this point, it might just break out. But like, imagine that right shoulder and meeting these moving averages. Look at that 20-week just cross above, just happened. Just cross above the 50, get a consolidation. The throwback to the moving averages is probably way more beautiful consolidation for the inverse head and shoulders is my point. But target to the upside is like $3, right? $3 plus. But like, doesn't matter. This is my point in regards to the technical analysis rules. Doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, it's when you're looking at inverse head and shoulders, it really is just a story playing out. And obviously this is a multi-year story on this chart. But it's like the last bull market, bulls are going crazy. This is always the inverse head and shoulders story. This is how I always tell it to myself, and it just helps me. The left shoulder is the bear stepping in, the bull stepping back in, but meeting that resistance, right? At this beginning of the right shoulder, at the beginning of the neckline, there's a resistance. The bears are like, they take it up a notch, they come in hardcore, and they bring it lower. And they're fighting, and they're just dominating. And that's the head setup. And then finally, the bulls come out of nowhere, and they're like, let's go back to that neckline. And then the bears are like, man, one more try, please. Just I'm one more try. And then boom, the bulls step in, and there's the breakout out of the inverse head and shoulders. And that's a story of redistribution. In this regard, it's a story of a bull market to bear market to bull market. But doesn't it seem like that story is played out, right? There's that bull stepping in, and this could be, it's not really a nice looking right shoulder, but it could be the story. The bears are trying right there, and they're just like failing so fast to barely even put in a right shoulder. That could be the story that's playing out. And if it was, and if you want to call it an inverse head and shoulders, then guess what? Target to the upside is like $3 plus. And yeah, maybe the bears are failing so much right here because of what's happening right here. This was December, by the way. This didn't have any real, this is regards to taxes. This didn't have any context into this. Strategic reserve for altcoins based in US. This article is just highlighting Solana XRP, but obviously HBAR is part of that story. So appreciate the super chat. Those are my thoughts on HBAR. I don't know if that's helpful or not. Buy the tops. Don't buy the tops. Just seeing what you guys are saying. Shout out to Dizzy, made 15,000 this morning already with XRP. Good job. Somebody said, why isn't dog moving? I mean, my best answer would be, even if you're watching the live stream, just go back. I don't know, what was that, 15 minutes ago? I did a dog segment, literally answered that exact question. And it kind of started with my ADA, my Cardano segment, but it is to say, cryptos take turns, everybody. There's so many people right now that are like, they're looking at an XRP chart. And it's so funny because this is like nostalgic for me because this happened in 2017. But people are looking at an XRP chart and they're like, why? Why was I not in XRP back in November? Why? Perfect example. Why have I been in this chart? Dog. Why? And I'm telling you, everybody, cryptos take turns. That's why. And perfect example, and I'm not saying this is exactly how this would play out, but literally, this is actually a perfect example. Imagine people selling dog right now. And it's their prerogative. They can do whatever they want. And this is not financial advice, but my experience in these cryptos, people are so frustrated. Imagine people selling dog. And they're like, XRP is obviously the horse that's leading the bull market, and they're buying XRP. Imagine that. And yeah, maybe XRP, let's see. Maybe it keeps, we have really nice targets for XRP, by the way. This is not saying XRP is topping out here, but let's say it runs another 40%. It's hitting like close to $5 before some consolidation. Maybe it's going to the 1618 at 530, right? So in that regard, it's a really nice 58% pump. And somebody buys into that after selling some dog. But I'm telling you, what if the dog reversal starts happening right now, right? It just gets to a simple higher high on this chart. 157% gains, just lost out on. And it's only a $1.4 billion market cap at that moment. We just looked at the upside potential. Keeps going. Look at this. If it makes a bull market move to $12 billion for the number one meme coin on Bitcoin, 2,200% gains missed out on because you went to XRP. And maybe XRP goes to this 500 billion market cap, 155% gains. Nice. But man, you missed out on 2,000 plus percent gains. What if it goes to 25 billion? It's almost 5,000% gains. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say I think people selling dog here, maybe they're geniuses, right? And dog goes to zero. Okay. Maybe it happens. But it could also be a scenario where it's like selling Doge at the beginning before it pumped thousands and thousands percent. Thanks for the super chat. What do you think about Diga Cardano? I'm not too familiar with Diga Cardano AI agent. I'm just really I'm not familiar. But Cardano native tokens and AI agents on Cardano, pretty bullish. I would say pretty bullish. Why so bullish on ADA? Not long ago, XRP was less worth. I'm not sure. I mean, if anybody that watches my video will understand the answer to that question. I've been bullish on XRP and ADA. And at this moment, especially along the lines of cryptos taking turns, you know, ADA sitting at 40 billion, XRP's at 192. ADA's looking very nice for its pump. When are you selling ADA? I don't know. I don't know yet. I have some. I feel like I have some nice meme coin positioning where, when it comes to my ADA bag, I think selling some is fine, profit taking. But it'd be amazing if meme coins do what I think they're going to do, and I can just kind of chill with my ADA, figure out how to play with it in Cardano DeFi, because there's so much potential for yield. Talking to Plutus Staking about that last night. And also moving ADA. If I see bull market top kind of forming, moving a lot of the ADA to Bitcoin could be a nice play. But it would be nice to see some of my, you know, take profit gains in meme coins. Be awesome. Wow, you guys talking about all my coins. Feeling good. What are your coins? I wonder. Do you think whales will pull out of XRP and pump into ADA along with taking turns? Like I was saying, I guess. Whales will pull out of XRP. I mean, I think whales will still buy XRP. Like, I think XRP is on a really nice level as far as policy goes. I think even Cardano is maybe not as much. It's not showing as much in the headlines, but as far as like policy goes with the Trump administration, you know, Ripple donated to the inauguration fund for Trump. They're, I think, very well positioned for a lot of really cool things, right? So you have to realize, like, whales can still buy XRP. A move to $500 billion market cap is bullish for whales. Like, I know a lot of you are looking for like 100% gains. This is 100, you know, this would be 155% gains to get to 500 billion market cap. But realize how much money that is. It's at 192 billion. So we're looking at like $300 billion pump for XRP to get there. So I don't think like whales are like, let's dump XRP and go buy ADA now. I think whales are just buying both. If that makes sense. Why do they keep saying ADA is US based? I don't get it. It's a very interesting topic. I really should, I want to do a lot of due diligence on it. And I think we're trying to set up a space with Charles, actually. I think the end of January. Talk to Adam. But like, if I get him on there, I want to ask him, you know, in regards to that topic. I think that's a good question. But there's that mix of decentralization now, right? Because you have this thing that is so decentralized as far as like location. I mean, it's decentralized. But where's IOG, right? That's US based. So it's an interesting topic, and it's very split between what people are thinking, I guess you could say. Is Bitcoin based in the USA? That's actually that's a great point, right? Bitcoin is not based anywhere. It's just distributed. It's just decentralized. Somebody asked about XLM. I think I did mean to check that chart. It's moving, right? Like XLM was making a little bit of a move. Let's see. XLM. I know I have an XLM chart. Here we go. It's XLM. Sometimes I have kind of the worst charts, but man, look at all these altcoins just testing this previous market. I mean, it's the same story. Just lost the chart. It's the same story. Definitely not like that inverse head and shoulders kind of. This is even worse. It doesn't really have that neckline resistance area, but you can see, like, I'm trying to refrain from just really digging into the charts, but as far as XLM goes, it could be worth it because XRP's been making a move. If it's a leading indicator, we could kind of take the swing high to swing low. So this is something, I mean, something good to watch, a range to watch on XLM is the Fibonacci, this lower high Fibonacci. So, and this plays really nice into even the Bitcoin charts. Like, what's Bitcoin going to do out of this descending triangle? Resistance, breakouts. What are altcoin market cap charts going to do? Going to get continuation out of its descending triangle to the upside? Because this will play into the story of XLM specifically on the shorter term. What we want to see for confirmation is a break above this green channel. It's a lower high Fibonacci. And you can see the 786 because it got some nice wick action back here. The 786 area is pretty close to these, like, to this candle closing and open. So 56 cents, big resistance. You start seeing XLM breaking that, you might be in for a nice little ride. Look, it just made a nice little move to 51. And then this swing high back last cycle is 80 cents. So interestingly enough, we see XLM break 56 out of this lower high Fibonacci channel with some strength too, like convincing. Nice daily candle. The 1618 of the same Fibonacci, you notice, is actually 84 cents. It's above all-time high. This could be the all-time high move for XLM. Never so simple, right? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and just say like XLM is about to like do this. There could be resistance along the way. But what happens? What happens if it gets to this 786 area, 56 cents? I might anticipate some resistance, choppiness, sideways, back down, meeting the moving averages, right? Get that 20 crossing above the 50 would be nice. A nice pump to, at the very least, test it for one time would be nice. Test 56, 57, throwback, back in even the 40s, continuation. That could be a really nice setup for XLM. Could require a little bit of patience, but nonetheless. Notice also there's a target just below all-time high, maybe right at all-time high. Kind of this inverse head and shoulders on the shorter term. Neckline just breaking out. So yeah, I mean, XLM looking like it could, if we get altcoin continuation right now, XLM could be breaking all-time high sooner than later. Nice looking. The charts, I mean, a lot of these charts look nice, everybody. I feel like over the years, I've seen so many vet comments. There's my boy, my moderator. Thanks for being here. And I don't think I've ever looked at a vet chart. So I'm sorry. That's a good question. Why is nobody talking about AVAX? I'm not talking about AVAX either. Man, so here's AVAX. AVAX is an Ethereum story. That's what AVAX is. Go to the weekly chart. I don't know. Is the structure the same as Ethereum? Not really, but similar. I mean, Ethereum, because you know Ethereum has its own inverse head and shoulders resistance area going back to 2024 spring. I mean, this is AVAX. So basically, like, we've talked a lot about Ethereum kicking off just this next huge leg up for altcoins. I think AVAX will be in that mix. I don't know if it will happen. AVAX might lead Ethereum first and do it. It might lag and do it after. It might do it with Ethereum, but same thing. The AVAX chart, like out of that, will probably be breaking all-time high out of this. Not a perfect inverse head and shoulders, everybody. I get it. Neckline, but still, to me, it's an inverse head and shoulders story. I just, you know what gets me is like how a lot of these charts have similar structure setups, and I don't want to say it worries me, but like it always seems in crypto that when you have so much of that similarity across the charts, it doesn't play out so well. Like when things are too obvious, it doesn't seem to play out over the years. That's just an observation I have. But I will say it doesn't mean it won't. It would be amazing if all of these inverse head and shoulders just do it. But I think we should be mindful. Like it might not. But AVAX looking pretty good. Dan Wynn video with Jason Appleton, Crypto Crow. I don't know. I was on his channel like, what, 3 months ago or something like that. I should have him on my channel one of these days. Maybe when ADA's like really cruising $2 plus, have a nice Cardano video with him or something. That'd be cool. 970 likes smashed, 11,000 people on the live stream total. Hit that like button, everybody. Get us to 1,000. Buy what you can afford to lose. What's funny is I definitely respect that. Dog is a pure gamble, but I don't even think like, it's funny because we can all have different perspectives. And for me, dog is like a balanced, less risk piece of my portfolio. And that's just on the, on the meme coin side, which is a more risky part of the portfolio for sure. So definitely buy what you can afford to lose. It could all go to zero. But what's funny is you're saying it's pure gamble. And in my mind, I'm like, man, that dog chart, the dog thesis, as far as if we get meme coin super cycle, it is just so good looking. It's so primed. It is risk reward, very nice and healthy. And it's pretty cool that we can have different perspectives about that. All right, everybody. Great live stream today. Going over an hour. Appreciate all of you. If you're in the live stream, you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe. There's a lot to go over. I can't even keep up with it anymore. I really cannot even keep up with the news. And what's going to happen? 4 days. 4 days, Trump's in office. What executive orders is he going to do? What applies to crypto? What applies to the IRS and taxes and all this stuff we've been talking about? The Bitcoin US Reserve. I don't know. We're going to track it there. So make sure you're subscribed. Turn the notifications on. We cover altcoin markets, crypto news, Bitcoin charts, altcoin charts, all of it. And we're going to have some fun. I appreciate all of your support. If you enjoyed the video on your way out, please smash the like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.